Team ban.
Alright, hello and welcome to FMBP Dota's cast of CEVO Season 2. This is Week 2, and tonight we've got Faded, farming all day, every day, going up against Nexus Gaming. It looks like they're playing with two substitutions tonight, unless, I don't know, Fantic might actually have been on the team. Music Dota, also a fellow caster for CEVO. I believe he's just subbing in, so we'll see what Nexus can make do here with those supports. And coming into the banning phase, Faded here with the first ban, gonna have the first pick as well. They take out the Weaver, so a little stranger of the first round ban. I mean, Weaver's a great hero. Maybe they want to pick up like an LD first or a Nakes, and Weaver is good against both of those heroes. So, or just banning Weaver out because he's annoying in general, especially if you don't have a lot of crazy hard CC.
Radiant team ban.
And then Batrider, pretty much the most common ban ever, being taken out here by Nexus. They don't have the first pick, and they definitely don't want to give that over to Faded. Have CEVO on that Batrider in the mid lane. So Batrider going to be taken out, still extremely strong, even after some balance adjustments. The vision being reworked a little bit while he's in Firefly, but still just going to be 100% pick ban rate, probably 80-90% ban rate with that. And then Nyx taken out here, and Nyx not being banned as much anymore. Teams have kind of adapted to it, just, you know, by the centuries. And there's some other really strong carries still in the pool these days that you kind of want to get out instead of that Nyx. I mean, as long as you do well, tri-lane versus tri-lane on the Nyx, or if it's, you know, a safe lane Nyx versus an off laner, you know, just make sure your safe lane does a little better, and make sure you have sentries so that when Nyx hits 6, his impact isn't going to be, you know, as insane when he's just getting ganks and getting kills, getting a Dagon at 15 minutes or 20 minutes. As a support Nyx, you know, it's no good. He can go mid. I don't know. He works well against a few mids, but I don't know. I don't think the current game or the current meta really allows him to go there as much. And, you know, if you do have Nyx mid, the other team can sort of just put him mid that can push the lane, and then you're going to know when Nyx is gone no matter what. But we have some picks going. So Faded, they pick up the Visage first, so maybe a slight reason why they banned that Weaver. Visage's Grave Chill would have pretty much no effect on Weaver, and I think if you don't have the sentries, Saguchi, if he goes invis, probably should dodge Soul Assumption. And then right off the bat, we got a Treant Protector and a Lifestealer picked up, so going to have a good aggressive tri-lane with a Lifestealer if they choose that path, and then have Treant Protector in that solo offlane position where I think he shines the most. Situationally, he is pretty good in tri-lanes, either offensive or aggressive. And for mid, I think he just loses his what makes him really good in the mid lane. Like, he can still heal things and he can still Leech Seed, but Leech Seed is better the more it's healing your teammates. So I think it's better in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, or if you're alone, just, you know, because you can tank at the tower, you can last it at the tower, not a big deal, and then the living armor to assist the tri-lanes. And then he has no roaming potential either in the mid lane, so kind of a waste. And then we've got Slark picked up by Faded. Could potentially be mid, could be like an aggressive tri-lane carry and then have a harder carry in the solo off lane, because they're probably thinking the Treant Protector is going to be there, so they could potentially be pretty greedy with a range carry, 1v1 versus Treant. And we've got some more bans coming out, so Quap is going to be banned out here by Faded, just a really strong mid hero, and Nexus definitely not revealing their mid yet. And then Darkseer and Tinker banned out by Nexus, so I don't know. I guess Nexus not convinced that Slark's going to go mid, and neither am I, so still banning out some potential mid heroes, and Tinker going to be really strong and have that global push potential once he gets those boots of travel up. And then Darkseer, I'm thinking, why would they ban Darkseer?
5 seconds remaining.
The Ion Shell is obviously really good, and they've got a melee farming hero right now on the carry lane. And Nyx does do well against the Ion Shell, but, you know, if it's picked up, it makes Lifestealer's life just a little bit harder when he's trying to farm versus an Ion Shell. So, in case we do run into the 2 defensive lanes set up. But with heroes like Lifestealer and Slark and Visage, the Visage is the key indicator that I think we're going to have one way or another a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation this game. And now the second ban of the second round of bans for Faded here, taking a little bit more time to decide whether they want to take out another mid, or maybe someone like Shadow Demon, Lina Leshrac, those common heroes you see with Lifestealer. I'm also curious if Faded is going to try to pick up a Coddle. Take a page out of Mouse Sports Black in CEVO Season 1. Just picked Visage Coddle every single game as the 2 supports. And it was highly effective. I think Visage and Coddle are both great heroes. But I think what maybe was a little more effective is that Black is a really good carry. And he was in an amateur tournament, so I don't know. He wasn't the reason they won every game. I think Extravagant. I'm going off topic now, but Extravagant, I remember, had some crazy games on co-op, and he just carried really hard. But anyway, Storm Spirit banned out, so they're going to take away the potential Nake's Bomb with that Storm Spirit Lifestealer that we always see. And then the slightly less deadly bomb, the Queen of Pain Lifestealer Nake's Bomb, kind of already taken out. So that could be good. A Nake's Bomb that might exist, although Nature's Guise Trance Q isn't going to be picked up probably until a little bit later. There is the potential to have Invis Tree with the Lifestealer pop out, but I don't think Nexus is basing their strategy around that, so not really going to be that big of an issue. As we go into the second picking phase here, Nexus now going to pick up a hero. Well, they probably just pick up a support here, I think. They don't really want to reveal their mid yet, I would think. And dipping a little bit into the reserve time, just thinking about this. And I guess for those of you that don't know this team, I know them quite well. If you notice on the loading screen, Fantic is the only person not on my friends list in this game, so I'm not sure what role he's playing, but given that Icon isn't around, there's a good chance that Fantic will be an offlaner. Kayu's going to go mid. Fallen here, or Petrichor, and Rakudo are going to be the 2 supports, so it looks like Fantic or Music are going to be either the offlane or the hard carry. Kayu, I would assume, is going to be sticking in that mid role. And then for Faded, we've got Theory, so he's definitely going to be their offlaner. King Kraken, I believe, handles the Visage. Not 100% sure who plays that 4 or 5. Corey, going to be that hard carry player. Saibi mid, and Dimitri also supporting in either the 4 or 5 role. And looks like Clockwork's going to get picked up. So even without Icon, Nexus picking up Clockwork, kind of Icon's signature hero, I guess, from what... I mean, I've cast him a lot, and he does well on Clockwork most of the time. So they pick him up quite a bit, too. The Clockwork pick also denies Faded that pick. And we've seen, even since the nerf to the cogs, you know, not pushing through Rage or BKB, it's still a physical obstacle that you have to run around in a team fight. So I think it's a good pick, so Lifestealer's not going against it. And we find ourselves with the Nake's Bomb potential as well. Nake's can go into Clockwork, Clockwork lands his hook, boom. Someone's going to die, pretty much guaranteed. And someone's probably not going to die on Nexus right away because of the Trance Living Armor. So it's a pretty good combination that they've got working on there right now. And Clockwork could be mid, could be offlaner, and Lion probably going to be support. But anyway, Shadow Demon also picked up. They definitely want his Demonic Purge for Lifestealer so they can kite him around in a team fight just a little bit more. And I don't know, I think Faded could maybe use a good hard carry offlaner to go against Clockwork. Gyrocopter could be a good option. They also don't want Gyrocopter to be handed over to Nexus because he can easily take out those familiars from Visage without even trying, just because Flak Cannon hits them. So,
Alchemist.
Or they can go Alchemist. He can definitely push Clockwork off the lane, I think, with the Acid Spray. Should be able to hit 6 before he's going to die, and he'll have the Chemical Rage to out-regen the Rocket Harass or anything like that. Could also see him mid, potentially. He does quite well in the mid lane. Even against Alchemist versus Co-op, Alchemist does decent. I saw that in a pro game not too long ago. And it was really surprising to me that he was doing so well. You obviously have to sacrifice the Greevil's Greed, but I think that just makes Alchemist... He's always a good carry, and he has strong abilities. The Greevil's Greed is just like icing on the cake. He farms up that much faster if you're having a good game. But without it, he's still a great hero and can get things done. And then, of course, there's the Alchemist Shadow Demon combination with the disruption into the Unstable Concoction. So that could be very strong. And that could actually be the tri-lane right there. We're looking at Alchemist, Shadow Demon, Visage, and then Slark heading towards that mid lane. Or even potentially off lane versus Clockwork. I don't think it would be terrible for Slark. I think Clockwork would do a little better early on. But I don't know. If, you know, Clockwork miscalculates, tries to initiate on Slark. Slark does do a lot of burst damage, so potential for kills in that lane. And then once Slark is 6, he could literally lane against anyone. He doesn't care. He could go 1v5. You just gotta be safe, back up, get that regen from Shadow Dance, and you're pretty much good to go. But anyway, some more bans coming out here. We got Nature's Prophet banned out, so just worried of some split push, I guess. Slark is pretty mobile just because of his move speed off of his ultimate, so he can potentially split push pretty well when combined with that Nature's Prophet. There'll also be a lot of extra gold on the side for Faded, and apparently they do farm all day, every day. So Alchemist with Grievel's Greed, you know, jungling Nature's Prophet, gets a Midas. There's a lot of late game potential there, and then a lot of pretty good mid game heroes, Shadow Demon, Slark, and Visage to back that up. And then Faded here bans out the Warlock. They're worried about sort of a big team fight wombo combo that they couldn't fight against in the mid game when Nexus is maybe trying to group up, push some towers, or trying to get some pickoffs. I just lost to a Warlock, so I'd say it's a good ban. He is pretty strong. And now we're gonna see Nexus's next eye. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna see their last pick here for Nexus Gaming. They're gonna go OD in the mid lane, and I think that's a pretty good pickup. No one here for Faded is a hero that really rushes BKB, and if Slark and Alchemist rush BKB, it's gonna definitely hurt their damage output early on. So OD could have a pretty big impact this game, and probably going to be going mid. But if he goes mid versus Slark, Slark doesn't really care so much about the agility steal. He can still last hit just as fine, but then he won't have the mana for the pounce. So his escape, you know, might not have enough mana for that early on. So they could gank Slark a little easier if Slark's going to be in the mid lane. We'll see if Faded tries to adjust this with their last pick here.
Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Razor.
And they're gonna pick Razor. And I guess we'll just have to see where that goes. I gotta say, I think Alchemist is gonna be in the tri lane. And then let me switch my overlay before I forget. Yeah. Didn't forget. Yeah, whatever. So it looks like Razor is gonna go mid lane as Cybe scoops that up. And yeah, OD definitely going mid as well. So it's gonna be like my two favorite mids in CEVO going against each other. I'm torn. I don't know. I shouldn't root for anybody, but I don't know who to root for. I'm just gonna root for Rakudo feeding this game. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, people could hurry up and pick their heroes so we can get into this game. After this, I think maybe some downtime, depending how long this game is. I'm gonna be bringing Phantoms Esports. Although they're going to be changing their name pretty soon. But some of you probably know that team by name. So Phantom Esports versus somebody a little later on. I think that's 12 p.m. Central Time, so 2 a.m. Eastern. 11 p.m. Pacific. So that should be coming up too. And again, that is CEVO Season 2, Week 2, in case anyone's just tuning in. And the game is paused because it wouldn't be a game of Dota unless it was paused, but maybe they're just trying to figure out who they're playing. I don't know if that justifies a pause technically, but yeah, whatever. Has he got items? Cool. Alright, so yeah, Corey gonna be on that Alchemist. He's definitely gonna be in the tri lane with that. And looks like it's gonna be that offlane Slark, so I think he'll do pretty fine, or pretty well against the Clockwork. Alright, so we got a smoke up here on the Visage already, so I think I don't know, when you have Visage you think they're gonna go defensive, but I don't know. Yeah, they can probably leave Alchemist pretty early on, since Alchemist can just zone everyone out with the corrosive armor if he gets a couple levels, and then they can use that smoke to gank the mid lane. But anyway, let's get into introducing here, and for whatever reason, I'm gonna do the Radiant first tonight. So we've got Theory going off, or I guess safe lane Slark, potentially gonna find himself against the tri lane. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's doing any jungle scouting, and both teams wanted to go aggressive, so they'll find Slark being played by Theory in the bot lane. We got King Kraken supporting on that Visage heading top right now for the aggressive tri-lane from Faded. Backing him up is Dimitri, and then King Kraken and Dimitri backing up Corey on the Alchemist. And let's see what Dimitri bought on the Shadow Demon. Just some wards, some sentries on King Kraken, and then the standard carry build for the tri-lane. And then we got CEVO in the mid lane on Razor, just going fast bottle build still. Curious if he'll build a mech or not. I mean, it's a great item on Razor. He's just really needs to be tanky. His ultimate does so much damage. But anyway, on the Dire, we've got Nexus Gaming. We've got Rakudo going in the top lane, going to find himself against the tri-lane as well. It looks like that tri-lane is out for blood already. If they can disrupt him, he might go down pretty early on. So let's hurry up with this.
This is it. The battle
Introducing,
begins.
we got Fantic Love, Fantic Heart playing that Treant. Support for that tri-lane. Caillou going mid on OD. Not that fast of a bottle build because OD doesn't really go bottle, so we'll see what he goes into. I like going Buckler because if anyone doesn't know, tip of the day, Buckler, the proc that costs 10 mana, will proc your Essence Aura, so you can get a lot of mana back from it. And then we've got Music Dota, so it looks like he did take that carry role. Gonna be playing that Nakes or Lifestealer, whatever you want to call him. And then last but not least, we've got Fallen here on the line with the Haster, so also maybe out for blood right now. We'll see how well Theory can do versus this tri-lane, or if any of the lanes try to swap around, because I think they did probably want to clash tri-lane versus tri-lane. If Theory can control this wave though, he'll get a lot of XP. No problem. He can also pull himself if he has to. They didn't deward it, so he should get maybe a little more XP than Rakudo. He will probably be pushed off the lane if we see Acid Spray picked up from Corey on the Alchemist. That'll make it really hard for him to stand anywhere close to XP range. But more interesting is this mid lane. Razor not really dependent on any spells in the mid lane as long as he can farm. He's not an intelligence hero, so the what is that even called? Astral Imprisonment doesn't affect his last hitting ability, so he should be able to farm just fine. We see he's at 4, OD's at 3, they're doing alright. The only other issue in this mid lane for CEVO is that OD, well, how you want to play OD is you have that Astral Imprisonment. He's going to put CEVO under when he can deny. So, and I just missed first blood trying to explain stuff that people probably already know. So it looks like Theory draws first blood in a first tri-lane situation. So never underestimate the burst damage from Slark here. And that was probably one of the more entertaining first bloods to see and not miss. But anyway, put him under and then deny the creep so they get 0 XP, and then, you know, Caillou can maybe get a kill at 6, because he's going to hit 6 first if he's playing it right. But anyway, I'm just really curious how that happened. Maybe Fallen just a little overextended, because he had the haste rune, but that would have been long gone by now. I don't know, try to get a stun. Maybe got caught. The Essence Shift is there too, so every time he's going to hit someone, he's going to lower their health from max, so I don't know. And possibly looking for a gank here on the mid lane, trying to, because they know that they can leave Corey versus Rakudo. Corey will do fine. Not even going for Acid Spray right now. Maybe he gets it next, just to make sure Clockwork zoned off the lane. Clockwork almost out of mana as well, not going to be able to spam the rockets as much. He's got one more, then he's going to have to slow down a little bit, or just buy that Sage's Mask, Sobi Mask. I don't even know what it's called now, but here comes Shadow Demon around from the back. The stun, gonna be a max stun. Rakudo tries to disrupt with the cogs, so it was a nice effort, gonna catch himself in there. King Kraken now here as well. He's got mana, the Grave Chill goes out. I think the auto attacks maybe are gonna be enough. I don't know, Rakudo might get away from this actually. He's gonna salve up, yeah, Rakudo's gonna be just fine. Yeah, just tossing that out there to stop the salve. But also, in comes the Living Armor from Treant, so he's going to be just fine. Back to full health, pretty sure, and wow, no wonder he died. Look how much damage Theory does to him per hit. Check out the gold graph just to see who's farming, then we can check in with some last hits as well. So the Radiant right now, which is going to be Faded, we have 800 gold lead, 800 XP lead as well, just because of that first blood. Other than that, the farming, both carries at around 20. The mid, Razor, so CEVO last hitting a little bit better than the OD. Yeah, I guess the Static Link is playing a big part in that. I think Static Link stays through Astral Imprisonment. I'm not sure. Until, obviously, Caillou would run out of range of it. Slark here at 3, but somehow picked up a first blood, so he's definitely, I'd say he's winning his lane. I mean, no one should have died in this aggressive tri-lane from Nexus Gaming right now, and then all the supports, no last hits. Actually, no last hits on Rakudo, so having a tough time. But he's getting levels at least. Clockwork hit 6. you know, it's nice to roam, but really you just wait till 7 so you've got Rocket Flare maxed up as well. And looks like Nake's bot Treads decided he wanted phase, so he switched those out. So Music is doing quite well here on the bot lane. I've watched Music stream a few times. I've never really seen him play all that much, so interested to see what he's bringing to the table here. He's probably better than me. Dimitri going to the bot lane now, maybe trying to get another kill, some more momentum going the way of this Slark here. Who they're going to be pretty dependent on in the mid game to roam and have a big impact. Or just buy space, I guess, for Alchemist while he's farming. Razor's going to be pretty instrumental in that as well. Looks like he's got the little bit of better of the room control in the mid lane, and yes, it looks like Astral Imprisonment does stay. It continues through the Astral, or the Static Link continues through the Astral Imprisonment, at least until OD can get himself out of range. But he's got 42 damage. It's definitely, I mean, Caillou only hitting for like 40 right now. Definitely hurting his last hits, and I think that shows as it's 24-16 now in the mid lane. Slark up to 11, Rakuto still, he actually got some space as the supports have roamed out, so he's got 5 last hits now. And just sort of switching into an aggressive tri-lane, or a defensive tri-lane, excuse me, in the bot lane for Faded. As Visage now, King Kraken pull in to get some XP. He's only level 2, that could be hurting them a little bit. Looks like Lion is level 2 as well. So supports, you know, pretty much everyone's going to be low right now. But the ability to do these pulls for the supports of Faded is going to help them out a lot more. As stuck in this aggressive situation, the supports for Nexus can't really do anything but leech XP from their carry. And I would assume Theory, yeah, Theory already level 5. This is actually a really good situation Faded's finding themselves in. Although, maybe not. King Kraken gonna get caught out. Music Dota pops the open wounds, pops the rage. Fall in there with the stun, with the chain stuns. King Kraken's gonna go down. And Nexus Gaming on the board. They take out the Vision. Slark goes in though. He's going on Fantic. Is there going to be enough damage? Dimitri spamming the Shadow Poison. Looks like it's going to be enough. Tree getting pretty low. Dimitri now having to run. Looks like Dimitri actually going to pick up that kill with the Shadow Poison. And now Fallen being chased down as well. Shadow Poison lands. Looks like Theory's going to get it. So picking up a kill there. So 2 for 1. So now it's 3 for 1. Faded picking up 2 kills off of that exchange. King Kraken does go down early. It looks like it didn't really matter. The more important thing is Music going to get out of there just fine. And he's got that phase. Now finding in the tri-lane versus tri-lane, he's gonna pick up the magic wand. Definitely not a bad idea. But I think the problem here is that Theory is almost level 7. He's got a Shadow Dance, he can regen health. He can definitely shrug off any harass that the supports or even Nakes is gonna give him in that bot lane. So this tri-lane for Faded is gonna be very strong. And even though they're technically in the defensive lane, I think they're gonna be the aggressors probably from now on. Checking in back at mid lane, it looks like Caillou's done really well to catch himself back up. 24 last hits compared to CEVO's 30, and both with lots of denies, so nice play there by both of them. Null Talisman from Caillou coming out just to stack some of that int early. And looks like we've got our first rotation. Rakuto on the clockwork, he's level 6. He's got that hook shot, and he wants to make something happen here. The rocket goes out. Just into the lane. I don't know. The rocket came at a pretty straight trajectory, so maybe they realize he's down here. They also know he's missing from top lane, but I don't know how big of a presence he even had up there, so they might not have called the Mia. Let's check out where Cybe is. Oh, he's in the mid lane. I just couldn't see his icon because he's an Astral Imprisonment. You should have known. I'm curious as what Caillou's gonna go for, and Cybe. I don't know. I think both of these heroes are great with mech. Whether or not they go for it, well, I guess only time will tell. Visage probably going to be building the mech. I mean, it'll be a little slower than what Cybe would do. Or if Cybe's going to go for the Ags Refresher on that Razor, which is apparently really strong. So I don't know about the Refresher. The Refresher seems a little gimmicky to me, but the Ags is definitely a pretty sick item for Razor. Just make sure he's tanky, and then Razor's got that nice... when everyone right-clicks him, it slows him down. I forget what that's actually called, whatever his passive is. But Corey now finding himself against Nakes here in the top lane. And I don't know, I think no acid spray yet, so Greevil's gold and just all stun. I won't question Corey, probably knows what he's doing. Astral Imprisonment goes out, Clockwork on the other side looking for the hookshot in. As soon as it comes up, there it goes. hooks onto CEVO. CEVO with no mana, but pops the ultimate, so it looks like he had about 100. Rakudo gonna go down instantly, and then will they be able to chase Caillou? Looks like they might. The Grave Chill goes out. He's pretty slow. The Soul Assumption is there. That's a 4-second Astral Imprisonment, though. Looks like Caillou will be able to get himself away from that. But either way, CEVO picks up a little kill there. Fallen going into the mid lane now. Dimitri throwing out some Shadow Poisons, trying to scout behind the tower, gives some vision. Caillou getting healed up by Living Armor. Looks like he maybe popped a salve as well. Or no, Tranquil Boots is what that other thing is. So he's back to full health. They could fight. There's no ult now, but it's a pretty short cooldown. The Soul Catcher goes out as well as the Disruption. They're going to find Caillou. Can they do enough damage? TPs are coming in. Rakudo's there. He doesn't have Hook, but he's going to have the Cogs. Going to be able to trap CEVO, but not actually even really. Taking away quite a bit of his damage. Rakudo can't really right-click, but at least he's got the rockets. Another Astral Imprisonment going out. Caillou trying to do whatever he can. They're just trying to pick up a kill here. Looks like Dimitri may go down the rockets, and the ult even used there to just pick up that kill. Caillou just having enough of that little game. It looks like he's rushing a Dagon. And Theory in the top lane. He goes up. He's fighting one-on-one versus Nexus. Going to be definitely a little faster. Can probably heal up and then go back in on this. Try to pick up a kill. Though Rage will be back up. Maybe not. Rage is still off cooldown. Theory, definitely more health. Misses the, misses the leap. And then the quick infest. I guess he only missed the leap because of the infest. So nice play there by Music to dodge that. Because that would have been the death of him. Quick fingers over there. Rakudo, he's got his hook shot back up. Maybe trying to find Theory, but I think if he jumps into that, it's probably going to be a death. I don't know. Although, Theory kind of low on mana right now. That is about the only problem with Slark. He regens his health, but not his mana. That would be really broken. Let's see what CEVO. He's got the phase boots up. Could find himself a haste rune top. Maybe gonna try to waste some of that mana, get some more farm, and then go secure that rune. And looks like Shadowblade is already finished up here on Alchemist. So looks like we got that big first core item for the carry of Faded right now, as opposed to Nexus, who's got phase, gonna have jumps pretty soon. It's definitely not as big of an item as the that Shadowblade. I think the armlet will be that first big item for the Nexus, which is still kind of far off. And looks like a lot of pings going out. A lot of forces up here. 4 people up here for Faded right now. Trying to maybe find another kill. The Soul Catcher, looks like it lands on that creep. A little unfortunate. Are they going to go in for that? The Static Link goes out. The stun from Fallen gonna miss. Ivy just chasing with that haste. And maybe they're just going to turn around and try to get Rakudo. Kind of finding themselves creep skipping this tower. It looks like Alchemist had that Shadowblade, caught Treant off guard, gonna pick up a kill in the bot lane. So Corey doing really well, 75 last hits. 75 last hits at 12 minutes. Also picked up a kill. That explains the Shadowblade. Greevil's gold is maxed right now. If we check out the net worth, 5,300 compared to Nexus 3,700. We check out the gold graph. Faded's got a 3k lead in that. They've also got a 3k lead and an XP. So just having a pretty solid early game so far. But I don't know, I wouldn't count out Nexus yet. They've got a pretty solid team fight. That Overgrowth, Nexus, and just wail on people. Rakudo here can maybe catch out someone. And then of course they're gonna go, looks like they're going with the Dagon on OD and the Finger of Death here on the line. So a whole lot of burst, and I think that's just because of the Slark. They just want to pew 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 Slark. Make sure he's not just running around in team fights, because I see that as a big issue. Or even the Razor, also a pretty big issue with that unstable current. That's the one, right? Yeah, okay. Instant jolt of damaging and slowing electricity. That's the one that makes Razor really hard to chase and kind of dangerous in team fights. Not to mention his ult and his plasma field and his static. Literally every ability that Razor has. If he lives through a team fight, it's not going to be fun for the side of Nexus Gaming. But I think the idea here is that you don't let him live. And maybe Caillou's not going a Dagon and possibly just stacking some intel early. And then gonna go into an Atos, which, you know, also not gonna be bad. Make sure Slark and Razor can't run as fast as they want through the team fight. Just pop a slow on them. Probably be able to burst them down, but we'll see. Alright, let's see. Fantic here in the bot lane. Looks like he was just left to sort of go one-on-one versus Alchemist, which isn't really gonna work out. Alchemist is level 10, Fantic's level 6. Actually, in the top lane, Theory may be in a little trouble. Wow, Dark packs that, but nice play there by Music Dota to use the Infest. Gonna take a kill on Slark there. It's a really nice play. 5-3 now in favor of Faded, but Nexus just picking up a kill there as we saw. And Corey just absolutely dominating this game in farm. 90 farm at 14 minutes. Like I don't even know. That's ridiculous. I mean, I guess he had pretty uncontested lanes, but that's like not even missing a last hit. I guess that's why he's ranked number 1 in IXDL. Currently. And possibly by Root Gaming was looking at him. I don't really know what the scoop with all that was. I should probably check in on it. Looks like he's going to head top. He's probably just going to try to kill Music Dodo one-on-one right here. Feeling pretty strong right now. He pops that up. Will he go for the hit first? Probably not. I think he needs the stun. There it goes off. The rage wasn't fast enough this time. The living armor's there, though. It might be enough. I don't know. Corey's pretty fast. Theory's here as well. Will they dive the tower? Looks like they won't, but either way, it does push him off the lane, slows down his farm. Meanwhile, Corey going to be farming. Clockwork picking up a kill in the mid lane. OD also picks up a kill as well. Now CEVO just having to run away. So the support's down. King Kraken and Shadow Demon just pretty much melting there under Kayu's ultimate. And looks like he's got enough for that vitality booster. Looks like the chickens are going over there, so I think it's going to be an A2. CEVO goes back in, but he finds Music Dodo's Nakes. Wasn't expecting that. Here comes Corey trying to get involved. The AoE stun takes out the Clockwork. Now he's chasing Music Dodo. Looks like he might be able to take this down. He's out of mana right now. And I think Corey out of mana. I think Music Dodo's going to win that fight. Especially with Trian around here. You're going to pop out the Leech Seed pretty soon. Not even enough mana right now for the Shadow Blade to overgrowth this pop. And Corey's going to go down here. He buys a Maelstrom first before he goes down, so at least there's that small thing. Dimitri also going to get picked off in the mid lane. The Atos is now finished up here on Kayu. And that's 4 kills right now. 4 for 1. For Nexus Gaming. So right back in this. Now the score 9-7 in favor of Nexus. So check out the graphs. Looks like XP's already flipped over. Gold going back down to even. With, I mean, even with the net worth of one carry 2,000 gold over the other. It's a nice team fight. Faded kind of going in, you know, one at a time. Wasn't really the best situation they could have found themselves in. I think Corey, he did go in and pick up that kill on Rakuto, but I think it would have just been better if he left and kept farming, because he's going to have a lot of items. 16 minutes, 100 CS, 2 kills. He's got the Maelstrom. He's got the Shadow Blade. He'll have the Mjolnir probably in not much time at all, unless he starts getting involved.
It would appear
in the team fights, which also probably won't be bad as long as they go in their favor. And it looks like Theory's put under Astral Imprisonment here. Going in now is Corey, probably going to stun the Lion. Looks like he does. Gets Tree as well as a little bonus. So going down are immediately Lion and the Treant. Looks like Theory going to be able to get away. Invis dodges that, and then Corey looks like he will get another kill here. Picking off Kayu. Rakuto going in on the back lines actually does take out Theory, so nice little kill there. But now he could be finding himself in trouble. Corey's going to stun himself. And it looks like Rakuto might be home free. I'm not sure. But all the meanwhile, now Music Dodo farming up in the top lane. Going to have his armlet relatively soon. So just another playmaking item for Nakes. Gives him that ability to armlet toggle, extend the team fights a whole lot, as well as hit really hard and have a lot more health initially in a team fight with that armlet. So it could be a big item for them as the score now 10-10. So this game is evened up really quick. Still faded with the small gold lead, and after that team fight, it looks like XP pretty much back to even, like a 900-800 XP advantage for Nexus Gaming on the Dire. Corey finds himself in the mid lane going against Kayu. Armlet finished up now at the 17-minute mark, so a pretty good time actually. Wow, Kayu hidden like a truck. Actually just takes out Shadow Demon. Wow, that was like from full health. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yes, but Corey able to live through that. I thought he was going down too. I thought he was the one that died, but it turns out it was just a poor Shadow Demon that entered in a little too close to that Sanity's Eclipse. And now I'm starting to think that Kayu gonna have a humongous impact this game, because I don't really think anyone's going straight BKB. Maybe Corey's gonna go for it now after he's got the Maelstrom. I mean, Mjolnir's nice, but BKB so you can live and actually fight is also nice. And immediately put under. Corey able to get that stun off though before getting stunned himself, so Kayu will go down in the mid lane, so a nice little pick off there. And that's 4 for 1 though, just to kill that OD, so a pretty large investment. Meanwhile, Tree's got mana boots, he's working towards a mech probably. Rakuto, mana boots as well. Fallen, pretty much nothing, but you know, Lifestealer's still farming. Phase Drums, Armlet up right now, as well as 900 gold. But if you check the net worth, I mean, we can still see Corey pretty far ahead of the Nakes, and I would say it's pretty safe to assume it's going to stay that way for a while, unless team fights start getting really out of hand. Faded finds themselves, you know, losing team fight after team fight. And let's see, not a single tower down yet this game. I'm assuming nothing on the side of the Dire is even going to be low because they've got the Treant with the living armor. Looks like it's about the same. No tier 1 tower is really on low health. Music put in a little bit of pressure on the top tier 1. A Theory going up to deal with that. And this Slark really not having that big of an impact. He's got the Yasha up right now. He's pretty squishy though at 872 health. He's probably got near a K if he switches those treads over to strength. But either way, still very squishy. Not able to get a whole lot done this game because anyone who tries to gank, even the supports, they find themselves with the living armor and pretty much the chance to live or at least extend their life long enough for some support to get there. Looks like everything going to be used just to take Theory out here. He does pop his ultimate there, trying to run out of that. Sentry is going to be dropped. So Theory again picked off. And like I said, Slark not really having the impact that I would have expected this game.
Radiant's top tower is
And looks
under
like
attack.
the first tower of the game might be going down here on the top. The
bottom
Fortify is
tower
available,
is Radiant's
and looks like it will be
structures
used, so now I
are
expect a bit of a
fortified.
defense here to come out of
Radiant's
Faded. Are they
top
going to
tower is under
defend?
attack.
It looks like they can't really mobilize in time. The birds are there to try to
Radiant's
stun.
top tower has
The
fallen.
TPs came into the tier 2,
Surely that
but
was
I guess no one
intentional?
really willing to pull the trigger there. So I'm not entirely sure if it was worth that Fortify. Because now it looks like Nexus Gaming just going to go ahead into the mid lane. Check out the last hit. So 132 right now for the Alchemist, 110 for the Nyx. So definitely slowed down a bit. That gold differential definitely just due to Greevil's greed at the moment. I don't know if Music
Radiant's
has 3
bottom
kills.
tower
When did
is
that
being
even happen?
subjected to extreme violence.
I think that might have happened in the mid lane fight when Faded kind of went in one at a time. Lion picks up the mana boot. Kind of an odd choice for Lion. Maybe just trying to help out the team with some more mana boots. I think the extra speed, maybe even just treads for some extra health. He is the nicest target for Slark to just jump on and kill instantly. It literally will kill him instantly. So pretty squishy, but the mana boots, you know, more mana for the team, more mana for pushing. Make sure everyone's got mana for everything as they look to possibly push down this tier 1 tower, but being a little apprehensive as Faded here, still with a really strong team fight as well. Looks like CEVO is going to go ahead and rush that BKB, so he's slowed down a lot. Caillou now 700 gold ahead of him in net worth. The last hit's 95 to 89. I don't know, but CEVO I thought was going to have a really big impact this game. But that Atos up is a much bigger item than Phase Boots and an Ogre Club. Just a lot more utility out of that. And CEVO always out of mana going against this OD. Having a bit of a tough time just, you know, pumping out his, I don't even know what that's called, plasma field to, you know, harass a lot, really hurt the supports. To get a good plasma field hit on Fallen here on this line, he's going to be down to like 200 health.
Regeneration. Do it with flex.
And it looks like CEVO just about 150 gold away from the BKB, so once he has that, I guess 300 now after purchasing the TP. Maybe they look to team fight again. Let's see where Alchemist is at. Looks like he's just getting the Maelstrom, speed up that farming in the jungle, or so he can just do the ancient stacks. Also possibly picked up the plate mail to actually be able to do the ancient stacks. Gonna be pretty rich after this, working towards the AC. Already has the Hyperstone up. He's actually getting really low. I don't know if they've got a heal here for him or what. Theory gonna take over some of the tanking now. Starting with Disaster here. I guess the birds are there to scout or stun anyone on the stairs. But Corey here picking up a lot of money. And that's the AC right there. It's finished.
Thanks.
So with an AC and then a BKB on Razor, Basher finished on Nyx, so another big item for him. Help a lot in the battle versus this Alchemist, who's going to be pretty hard to take down now after he picks up that AC. Also going to do a fair amount of damage to that attack speed and the Maelstrom procs. And looks like he's going to initiate here on Caillou, even though everyone is around. And it looks like a sentry is down in the mid lane for both parties. The Dire sentry, though, is taken out. Shadowplay going to be on cooldown. Corey now being nuked. The Shadow Demon Disrupt comes in to buy some time. Rakuta goes down. Theory's in there now, too, trapped in the cogs. But Caillou takes it out instantly. Finger of Death going out. Taking out King Kraken pretty much. Caillou chases him down as well. Now CEVO being dived at the tier 1. Music Dota with a nice bash. Stun there from Fallen as well. That's a 5-for-1 trade.
Strange to say,
And
Radiant's middle
that's,
tower
I think
is under
BKB was
attack.
actually purchased up. Let's see, recipe is there. So it looks like he was able to buy it before he died. I think they maybe should have waited on that BKB
Radiant's
before they
middle tower is
decided
under
to
attack.
really pull the trigger on that team fight.
Radiant's
Or
middle
made sure there wasn't a
tower
sentry
has
in the mid
fallen.
lane.
Someone
Kayu's
must be very
Astral Imprisonment
pleased with
definitely
themselves.
really hurt
Radiant's
that
bottom tower
initiation
is
from
under attack.
Alchemist. If Alchemist was able to get that stun off and they bursted Kayu, I think that fight went completely the other way. But Kayu lived and just did a million damage pretty much
Radiant's
with
middle
his
tower
Arcane
is
Orb.
under attack.
Level 4 right now with a ton of intelligence. He's got about 105 intelligence right now compared to, let's see, I mean, he does damage based on the difference with his ult. 48, 47, 41, everyone pretty low. 35 on Slark. One ult probably just kills Slark. And then the Arcane Orb obviously just doing so much damage. 9% of his mana pool, so it's pretty much 10%.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage.
Has that ever been cause for celebration?
It's like 190 damage off that Arcane Orb.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And no one with a BKB yet on the side of
Radiant's
Faded, but
bottom
they're
tower is
still
being
feeling pretty strong
subjected
now
to
that the BKB is
extreme
actually there on
violence.
side B. He can sort of run into that OD and hopefully take out OD before he kills the rest of the team. But there's still that burst damage potential from Fallen with the Finger of Death on cooldown right now, so maybe why they're trying to push. But not able to get that tower down, and now I think Fantic is just going to heal it up to full pretty much. As they're going to have to back off. Music goes to continue farming. He's got the Basher up. Looks like he's just going straight to an Abyssal. He's got 2,100 gold. And with the ability for, you know, Razor just to run away and also Slark just to run around, I think the Abyssal first is pretty much the best way to go, and pretty much what everyone does, unless, you know, you're going a little stranger of a build with the Yasha and all that sort of, or Lothar's Snakes, anything like that.
Homing in.
Mechanism on Rakudo, so it looks like he's got that picked up now. So nice item there. Fallen, he's tanked up a little bit, just, you know, playing that 5-roll, picking up a lot of wards as well. Triat, he's probably going 4-staff for that Staff of Wizardry.
Dire's top
Also pretty
tower
smart.
is
Just a
being
little more
attacked
positioning
like
for that
nobody's
ult.
business.
Also, you can, you know, escape from some other things that are being set up, such as Disruption from Shadow
Dire's top
Demon into
tower
the
is under
Pounce
attack.
Leash from Slark.
In
You know,
a
you can
stunning
probably
development,
dodge that with the 4-staff.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So, but really just for the positioning on the ult, I think that's a really good pickup there.
Dire's middle tower
Theory
is
trying to
under
farm up
attack.
now, also trying to go BKBs, had that
Radiant's
Ogre
bottom
Club picked
tower
up.
is under attack.
And I expected, really
Radiant's
just expected
bottom tower
Slark to
has
kind of
fallen.
run around and do crazy things,
Dire's
especially after
middle
getting
tower
first
is
blood,
under
1
an
versus 3.
extraordinary amount of
But,
stress.
you know, being kind of shut down. OD is really good against those ganking heroes. You know, he gets ganked, put him under, they're down for 4 seconds, and that's so much time to react. Even if you have, like, turtle slow reaction speed, your teams can TP in, you know, and assist you, pick up a kill there, turn a team fight around. And just the amount of sentries being purchased also is to make sure that this Alchemist with that Shadow Blade, he can't really gank anyone because there's always sentries down. We saw in that last team fight in the mid lane that was 1 for 5. The only reason they won that is because the sentry was already there. And they were able to make sure Corey didn't get that initiation off and just completely won that fight in the mid lane. Didn't even really have to try. Everyone just pressed their ult.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And let's see. Getting pretty close to that Abyssal Blade right now. Let's see, it's King Kraken. What's cracking with King
I just noticed
Kraken?
that
Not a
Dire's
whole lot.
bottom
Definitely
tower
very
is
poor.
under
Not
attack.
going to have a mech anytime soon. And speaking of the opposite of very poor, Scythe of Vice, Sheepstick, whatever, Ginsu's, whatever you want to call it, has been picked up on Kai, so even more disable. That's going to be really good against this. Just, oh, the BKB already finished on Corey, but just even more chance to take him down before he can, you know, kill all of their team. I think that'll help a lot. Sheepstick is how you win games. Orchid, if you can get it really fast, is great, but Sheepstick is how you win games. Don't get an Orchid 40 minutes into a game. Just, I don't know. Should have just farmed the extra for the Sheepstick. Corey they're trying to finally get their first tower. Oh, it looks like top did probably go down. It looks like it just went down. Maybe a little while ago. Hook in though onto Theory. They're gonna get him sheeped up now from Caillou as well. Theory goes down, so Slark doesn't have a BKB yet. Very susceptible to the sheep. And nice hook there by Rakudo to get things started. just yet another pick off. 18 to 12 right now. If you check out the gold graph, which we haven't really done in a while, it's pretty even now. It's slightly going towards Nexus as they're finding a whole lot of space. They've obviously got quite a few more towers pushed down as well. But more importantly, the XP graph here, we've got that at like 6K advantage right now for Nexus Gaming. So just doing really well. Really pulled things together. And there's that Abyssal Blade on Music Dota. CEVO's got the BKB. It looks like he is going Blade of Alacrity. What is he going for? I guess just a Yasha to help with some move speed. And it looks like Roche is going to be tackled here. Pretty much no problem, not even going to be contested. They did their D-warding a while ago. Everything's thrown out. Maybe the Familiar's going to scout it now. And there comes the ping from Fury. They know what's happening, but they can't do anything about it. Roche goes down at 29 minutes and 51 seconds, so a nice little pickup there. And looks like they just handed that over to Music Dota. And possibly going to be quite aggressive, push down these tier 2s with that Aegis. They probably can just get the tier 2s. They may not have enough time to go for high ground. Tier 3 with that only 6 minutes on that Aegis. And let's check out the base mana pool here for OD. Now adding about 220, 210 damage to an Arcane Orb. Already hits for about 200 anyways. That's 400 damage per hit on anyone without a BKB. Demonic Purge goes off. Theory's Pounce doesn't latch and is almost immediately bursted down. Nice overgrowth from Fantic. Fantic somehow still alive. CEVO on the chase, getting pretty low as well. Rakudo pops the mech, also pretty low. No one's died yet except for Lion. He goes down. Looks like Slark taken out on the backside of that fight. Aegis is dropped though on Music Dota. He will come back with full health. Caillou still with a lot of health. Oh, Sanity's Eclipse takes out both of the carry and the mid lane there. I thought Caillou was in a lot of trouble, but that ult's just saved. And that's an ultra kill right now from Caillou. That OD pick was clutch this game. Also going to get one Familiar, maybe two, as I get this tower. And I think with all these deaths, check the buyback status here. Faded with pretty much no buybacks. Just Alchemist. And if he buys back, he's able to defend this. So this could be the Rax right here. That's only an Alchemist. They got 6 seconds. Definitely going to be a tier 3 tower at least. They're not going to back off yet.
Strange to say,
Got the gold graph here. XP graph, 10k XP advantage right now. Although Alchemist still on top of that net worth going in. Probably going to get Fantic with that. No, the AoE stun doesn't latch off of that disruption to hold Music in place. They actually don't even lose the tier 3 tower, so Faded's still very much in this game. Look at those BKBs. If they can nuke a Caillou at the start of a fight, they'll probably will take the team fight. Now Fallen goes down again. Looks like Dimitri picked up that kill. Caillou goes down right now too. So overstaying their welcome just a little bit. Fantic trying to escape. Pops that Nature's Guise. Are they going to chase him down? He looks like he's going to be safe. Music Dota as well. I don't think he was even there. Just dropped the Aegis, never even died. 6-0-9, 190 CS. Having one hell of a game, actually. Oh, but with this Grievel's goal, just look at it. He's still 4k ahead in net worth. Visage picks up mana boots finally, so after living through some team fights, doesn't even have a lot of deaths, but now 5 assists, 2 kills, able to pick up mana boots. So he's probably feeling pretty good about himself now. I haven't seen a whole lot of Familiar usage. Maybe I'm just missing it. I haven't seen any really stuns to get things going. They've been on the back foot for a little while now, so it's probably the reason for that. And Alchemist picking up a Basher, that'll be really good. Give him a little bit more potential to win a fight against Snakes. And no sentry here this time. He's going to go right on Music Dota. He gets Fallen and Music Dota. Pops BKB. Can he get a bash? There's one bash. Abyssal Blade goes out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Music Dota is going to go down here. And that's a really nice play there. Able to get 2 pickoffs. 3 pickoffs, actually. As Caillou just respawning now. Looks like they can probably get this mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
Not going to have any problems getting this tower in the mid lane. Only Tree and OD are alive right now, and they're not going to be able to defend that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. I feel like a broken... Dire's middle tower has
247 CS. That's also probably why. Not just Grievel's gold. He's got 50 more CS. Also 6 kills as well. And now he's going to take their ancient stack. So Corey going to be getting even more items this game. And holding on to that mid-racks, and especially the tier 3 tower, Faded. probably feeling actually pretty confident right now. I mean, as long as they don't take any more bad engagements, they can take out Caillou first. He does still have that sheepstick. He's still a really big threat. There's a lot more BKBs up now. Theory still doesn't quite have his. Is anything on the chick? No, he's still pretty far. I saw an SNY. Who has an SNY? Or am I on drugs? Oh, okay, no. It's Theory. He does have an SNY. I didn't really see him building towards that. I guess that's what that initial Ogre Club was for, going into that Sange. Looks like he's opted to get that first. Now definitely going to be going towards the BKB, so that way no one could be sheeped. Just really Dimitri and King Kraken going to be the initial target. But even if Caillou survives, just sits in the back of the fight, you know, Treant makes, kind of cause a ruckus. He pretty much kills everybody. He's just got a lot of intelligence right now. Here comes that fight, so SD immediately nuked down there. Now Corey goes into this, pops that BKB, Fallen goes down, nice overgrowth, does stun through BKB, but still in fighting shape here. CEVO with a lot of right-click damage. He's draining Nakes. Nakes doing about no damage right now. Oh, excuse me, he's doing quite a bit of damage. Caillou picking up a triple kill, like I said, still living. He did use Sanity's Eclipse already. Another ultra kill for him. He's got 17 kills. He's 17-3 right now. And I thought that static link lasted a lot longer than it did, but when I looked at only minus 88. So a 2-for-4 trade, another great trade, and another team fight that sort of didn't really go Faded's way. I don't know, I think Faded could just, you know, be more careful here, just farm up defensively. This Alchemist is still doing incredibly well. He's very strong. Instead of trying to force these team fights that I don't think they really need to do, as long as they can defend on their tier 3. I mean, Nakes is an insanely strong carry, but you still have that static link to go through that. The BKBs. OD is only going to get weaker as you level up, you get more stats. BKB, I guess your BKB charge gets shorter, so that kind of does help out OD. As he picks up a refresher. Wow, that's a good item for this game. As soon as those BKBs are done, alt, refresh, alt, and that's a rampage. And the dewarding goes down, and just like clockwork. Oh, actually, it's not even close. Thought they were gearing up for the Roche. I didn't make a Roche timer this game because I thought it just popped up nowadays. Maybe I missed it. I think it was at 29, like 15 or something like that. So in a couple more minutes, Nexus Gaming going to look to do that Roshan just so they can finally push up to the high ground. There's still one tier 2 tower remaining in the top lane, so they'll probably be confident enough to go for that without the Aegis, as they're just dewarding now. But they actually missed that one by the Radiant, so Faded pretty aware that they're all here in the mid lane. Just gonna try to farm split push as much as they can. Looks like Slark here pretty close to the BKB. That might be a pretty big item because his BKB is gonna come out. He'll have a 10-second charge, and he does hit pretty hard. He does do a lot of damage. Might be able to take out OD if OD doesn't have that Astral Imprisonment up. It's a 12-second cooldown, so has about a 12-second window to kill OD. Abyssal Blade now picked up on Quarry here on the Alchemist, so it's gonna be really strong. I'm not really. I don't think they're so worried about this Nakes. Alchemist can sort of beat him. He attacks way faster with the AC, the Maelstrom, and the Shadow Blade, just giving so much attack speed that he's likely to get more bashes and probably win that 1v1. I guess it depends who gets the Abyssal off first. Either one will probably win at that point, but I guess attacking pretty fast here as well. He's picked up the Hyperstone now. AC on the way from Music Dota, so that'll help them out a lot. But really, Caillou, the one to worry about right now, especially with that Refresher Orb, going to be a huge threat in the team fight. Roche is up in 2 minutes, so it looks like it was 29.50 something, 29.52. Another 3k gold on Caillou. Will he just go straight Mystic Staff? Maybe even pick up a Shiva's Guard right now. Could be a pretty good item. Slow down that Alk's attack speed. He's going to go on Caillou. He's going to get him. Maybe not. The Abyssal Blade goes out on Corey. Going to buy Caillou some time to get away from this. Abyssal Blade goes out on Caillou now, but he's going to be able to Astral Imprisonment himself, and now Corey finding himself in a lot of trouble. The stun there from Rakuto goes out, holds him there. They pick him off, no problem. Does he have a buyback? He doesn't have a buyback. He's only got 800 gold, and I think that might have been, as tempting as it was, a bit of a mistake. Nice ability use there. What am I saying? Good job by Music to use that Abyssal Blade, buying through that BKB, buying Caillou all that time he needed, and then that Astral Imprisonment.
It seems that Radiant's top
just
tower
healing himself up. And yeah, he does just go for that Mystic Staff. He's got about 200 intelligence right now. No one even close to that. Sanity's Eclipse is going to kill everybody. and I would assume he's ready to use it. Dimitri gonna have to disrupt himself there just to extend his life a little bit. Big dive going off, overgrowth going. King Kraken gonna go down here, no problem. Dimitri next to drop. Theory hops into the trees. Not necessarily where he wants to be, but maybe it is, as everyone else is sort of just dying.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Necro 2 now on Treant. I didn't even see that he bought first, maybe just bought that straight up. Gonna help the push even more. And will they be able to get their Rax here? If a Rax goes down, I have to say the GG might be coming out pretty soon. Theory trying to go in, still no BKBs. Got a lot of money. The static link goes out. The refresher is used, however. Caillou getting 2 more kills off of that. And the Theory gonna go down, so double kill there for Caillou. Here comes Corey though. Takes him out, no problem. Rakuto goes down as well, so they're still holding on to the Rax. We got an unstable concoction here in 2 seconds. He'll be able to get one of these. It looks like... Whoa! It just stuck its tongue out!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I've never seen that before. That was really cool. But anyway, nice defense there, holding on to the Rax. Corey picking up a kill there as well. He's 8-5. Caillou does go down 21-4. Visage picking up a Medallion of Courage. I guess, I mean, any little bit helps there. As well as Nakes picking up his Assault Cuirass. So going to be hitting even harder. 6-1-15, so having a really solid game right now. And Theory, let's see, what is he buying? I don't know, apparently just holding on the money. Does he have a buyback available? No, he did just buy back. It's on cooldown right now. And Corey's still trying to farm up. I guess he probably wants to finish this Mjolnir. He's got enough to do it. He's holding on for buyback right now, as losing a Rax will be a really big deal. As it usually is. But yeah, I guess Theory, if he wants that BKB, you know, he's about 1,000 off right now. Let's see if we got any other big items out on the field right now. And look at this gold graph, like right in the middle, so even, but this XP graph is a pretty big deal. But the longer that Faded holds on, less of a deal that would be. And they're going to sneak the Roche. They're going to get this Roche. It goes down to 41-17. Hook in. I don't even know what Rakuto hit. Looks like he hit his teammate. Or he hit the Familiar. What a nice... I don't know if that was intentional or what, but a nice play there with that Familiar blocking that hook. I believe that's what happened. And they pick up the Roche. So that's really a nice thing to have in their situation. Because I still think even Nexus with a pretty big lead, I guess in terms of XP, and they sort of need to get things done. They need a lane of Rax down, that's for sure. Because I think there's just still slightly more carry potential on the side of Faded. They've got that Razor who's going to get pretty strong. The static link is still really nice. Really everything depends on if they can kill Caillou early on in a fight or not. Looks like they're going for a Nakes bomb here. Music Dota going to be inside of Rakuto. He's throwing out the rockets, trying to scout it up, trying to land that hook, make a big play, get a pick off, and even with the Aegis, you know, 5v4, they can probably just go up the hill, maybe get a Rax. The tower is gone in the top lane, and let's see, a gem picked up here online. More importantly, Kai's picking up that Shiva's guard, so it will slow the attack speed quite a bit. The movement speed by 40%. Attack speed is a base, right? I don't even know. Is it also 40 attack speed? Whatever, I'll just assume it's 40. So that'll be good against Alchemist, less chance of getting bashes, and as I say that, Alchemist picks up his Boots of Travel and his Mjolnir, so he's got those items finished. Just wants to be a little more mobile, get that split push going, as he has just loaded. He's actually 1,000 away unless it's on the courier. Yeah, Hyperstone. So he's still got 1,000 gold. He's going to just farm for buyback now. He's pretty much 6 slotted. He's not really going to get rid of anything. If he gets rid of anything, it would be the Shadow Blade. But what would he even get rid of it for? Maybe a Satanic? That's kind of a weird item on Alchemist.
There he goes.
Maybe an MKB just for more right click. Or a Rapier, but he's not an amazing Rapier hero by any means. Whoa, smokes galore. 2 on the side of Nexus, 1 on the side of Faded, so both teams realizing they kind of need a pick off here to get things done. Both are still really strong and have a lot of potential. I think Nexus has more potential just because as long as Caillou lives, I think they're going to win the fight hands down. But if he gets picked off, then it'll be a bit of a problem. I don't really think they have a chance if Caillou gets picked off. He's a lot of their damage. And I think that Alchemist will be able to still take Music Dota one-on-one, or if not, they'll sort of trade carries there. And just a whole lot of items being purchased, apparently. Pipe of Insight now picked up on Razor. See if we missed anything else. Ghost Scepter on Dimitri. Pipe on Cybe, as well as an SNY and a BKB. Let's see. Aegis. They've got 3 minutes to use this Aegis, but I don't think they really want to use it. They just definitely needed to deny Nexus picking up the Aegis. Refresher, Shiva's Guard, you know, still nothing really that we haven't seen on that. Medallion of Courage, that 40-minute Medallion of Courage. And other than that, yeah, it looks like we haven't missed any other items. That gem is now being carried by Music Dota. And that's just pretty much so they can take out that Slark, who has really, besides getting first blood, has been pretty much a non-issue this game. It's 4 and 8, having a bit of a tough time, and it looks like we may have a clash in the top lane. Corey forced to pop his BKB, getting stunned up by Music Dota. Music Dota looks like he's going to take him out. The gem is there as well, and now this team fight definitely going to go the way of Nexus Gaming as Caillou is here. Music Dota full health. I think pretty much everyone going to be melted. Theory just can't catch a break here, not clashing on anything. Dimitri goes down. Music Dota picks up a double kill in this situation. Theory able to get away, but you know, him and his lonesome self not going to be able to defend this push that's coming out. Is the buyback available from Alchemist? No, it's not. So they've got, you know, a minute here, 40 seconds to try to push down. They're definitely going to get this racks, maybe even 2 lanes of racks. Fortify still available, so probably just the top racks. Alt not even used there by Caillou in that fight, so he still has double Sandity's Eclipse. So I think the next team fight has a pretty high chance to go the way of Nexus Gaming as well, so they probably will just aim for Megas here, if not
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Gold graph still surprisingly really even. That's crazy. But XP really telling the story of this game. The team fight potential for Nexus Gaming just really sort of took off, and still sitting at 11k XP advantage right now. Top lane of racks, gonna disappear. Fortifies pops here. Alchemist still down for 20 seconds. They can't really fight without him. No one else can really stand against Snakes. No one else has an Abyssal Blade. Theory trying to disrupt it some. Aegis gonna be popped up. At least they did use that. Roche gonna respawn in 5 minutes. Theory gonna be bought sometime, but I think pretty much gonna go down immediately. Stunned up there by Fallen. He goes down. Overgrowth popped as well onto the Dimitri. The leech seed goes out. Cybe pops his BKB, trying to fight, trying to defend anything off, save that mid racks. Static Link goes out on Music. Music going to be hidden for a lot still. Doesn't really, not phasing him so much when you have that much damage. Hidden for not so much anymore. Cybe though, probably going to go down after this. Caillou is just, Caillou doesn't care. 24, 4, and 10 here. OD, gotta say, player of the game. As impressive as Corey's farm was really early on, looks like it just wasn't enough. And I think the OD pick was really good. And no hero in this game really goes BKB as their first item. And if they do, it kind of hurts their potential.
Tower is under attack. Strange to say.
To be fair, he was losing early game and farming pretty hard. But it looks like that didn't matter at all. Caillou, a champion. A champion of champions on that OD. Had the Caillou player of the game. And it's the first game from week 2, so far player of the week. But we got another game coming up a little later on. So thanks to anyone for watching. I'm Helium from FMBP Dota. And yeah, casting CEVO. Music Dota also casting. Check out his channel, twitch.tv/musicdota. Our channel, twitch.tv/FMBP-Dota. Also my name in game, so there's no excuse for not checking it out and subscribing. Music has like 3 times the subscriber of me, and I think this is an outrage. So please subscribe to me. We also have youtube.com/FMBP-Dota. And yeah, it was that was a pretty exciting game, a fairly, I guess, average length game. Anyways, more great games to come from CEVO. Thanks for tuning in, and come back soon.